right, we're back again. Hardest working man in show business here. Eric Arnold in the Sports Barn at 2:30 in the morning on December 12th. Here to give you the college football, what few picks we made, and give you a number of college basketball picks. It's dawned on me that there's no point in breaking my back here on the college football because I suck at it. I'm not sure there's that big of a demand for it. And we're doing better in college basketball. So my attention span is rapidly shifting to the round ball. That's the way that's going. I did make a new PoliticsBarn video, which is up at Rumble. Yes, I know, it's a work in progress. A subscriber pointed out to me that he looked for me over there and couldn't find me. So I looked around, it's like, wow, I can't find me either. What the hell? No wonder I got like 3 views. The way I think you got to do it over there, and in this video I'm going to put the hyperlink in the description so you can find it there in the description of this video. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to let you know when the things are up at Rumble. I guess I'm going to try to promote them through YouTube. I'm not sure how long YouTube's going to put up with that, considering I've been moving off of YouTube, particularly because I want to talk about things YouTube won't permit. So I can't understand why YouTube would then allow me to promote stuff that they won't permit. That doesn't make much sense to me, and I don't think YouTube will let me do it. But we will. We'll work on that. We'll figure it out. At any rate, I'm going to put the hyperlink to the new PoliticsBarn video in the maybe I'll put it in the comments too. That's not a bad idea, but certainly in the description. What did we talk about? Well, I guess the media, the leftist media, has now discovered that Hunter Biden exists. if you can imagine that. Hunter Biden actually made a statement that says he's under investigation for his taxes. It's like, okay, that's new. He surfaces. Why? And then Politico, a hard left publication, says, oh, well, now wait a minute. We hear from the DOJ that not only is he under investigation for his taxes, it's a hell of a lot more than that he's under investigation for. So it's like, why is this all coming out now? This is all the things we were talking about. Who stands to benefit? Why is it coming out? Is it true? Is this the beginning of the Kamala Harris administration? Is this the end for our hero, Joe Biden? Or will he be saved by his heroine, Jill Biden? All things we talk about in the episode. Here's something you should think about. I've been thinking about what's the answer to this question. Where are we going to see Hunter Biden next? Physically see him. Actually see him in person. Not on TV, not a picture of him. Actually see him. And I'm not sure I know the answer to this. I figured these were the most likely places. Either the inauguration, the arraignment on a coroner's table, or something else. And honestly, I don't know the answer. So maybe we should try to handicap that. What is the percentages of him, being at the inauguration? Is it higher than the coroner's table? I don't know. Very interesting. So that's it for the PoliticsBarn. That's where that is. So let's go here. We got a number of picks. Don't want this video to be 35 minutes long. What do we do today? What is today? Friday. So Friday, I'm in a better mood now. Again, we're not getting to the picks because I have so much I want to say. When I made the NFL picks, I was just righteously furious because I just found out that Tommy the Commie, governor of Pennsylvania, had shut the state down until 2021. Another arbitrary lockdown, no input from the legislature, just 24 hours notice to every bar and restaurant in the state. You all have to shut down, all of you, No, you don't have any rights, and no, you don't have any say in it. Oh yes, of course Walmart's open. Well, that's crazy talk. Why would we close Walmart? So once again, small business bearing the brunt of the pandemic here in Pennsylvania. But I'm a little heartened. I feel better now. For one thing, I went on Facebook, and it does look like a number of these establishments are just, that's what we think of you, Tom Wolf, and they're just going to stay open. So I feel good about that, and I'm already plotting where to go and where I can get a meal and a beer and enjoy some freedom. So I think that's a good thing that the restaurant and bar owners here in Pennsylvania are starting to figure out that, if we don't all hang together, we're all going to hang separately. So, good. So, what do we got? We had UMass over Northeastern early today. That was a winner. That one was a pretty easy winner. I didn't see any of that game. I saw about 2 minutes of this game. I flipped on the TV when I got home for my last legal trip to the bar, and Villanova was down like 15 points. It was crazy. It was like, shit. That was wrong. And I'm laying 11.5 points. And then I take my 9 o'clock nap. I wake up. I look at the scores. And here Villanova outscores them like 43-17 in the second half. I just buried them under an avalanche of threes. And came all the way back and covered it by a handful of points. Villanova's explosive. I mean, when you got a good Villanova team, it's explosive. So we got the W there. We felt really good about this Kansas game, and it did not disappoint. Kansas easily covers the 23.5 over Omaha. So those were our winners there. As I feared, I was trying to be too clever by half by playing Bruce Weber. I think that's his name. That guy stinks. He stinks. He could not get it done over Milwaukee. I think he won the game, but he barely won the game. Did not cover. So that's what we get for playing mediocre to poor coaches. And of course, the football game was a runaway loser because we just had no idea with college football this year. No idea whatsoever. So another pretty good night in college basketball. At some point I'll have to actually tally these all up and figure out what our record is. I think it's well over 500 at the moment. All right, tomorrow, or later today I should say, I just can't get my arms around these huge spreads that Alabama is getting. I guess it just seems to me at some point somebody's just going to say, we're not getting blown out here. We're just not. We're going to play a soft zone. They can throw underneath all day long, and we'll lose by 3 touchdowns, but we're not giving up 60 points to these SOBs. But nobody does. So I don't know if Arkansas intends to try to keep the score respectable, or if they're just going to do like LSU did. And I don't know what LSU did. I just don't. I didn't see a whole lot of that game, and I mean, obviously Alabama hit a bunch of long passes behind these defensive backs, which just, again, that mystifies me. It's like, you can't let the guy behind you. That's a guaranteed touchdown. You just cannot let the guy behind you. And then the next thing you know, he's behind you. So I don't know. I just can't believe that number is so high. I guess I know it's a trap. It always is. We'll take Arkansas. We'll take Arkansas in the 32 to hold it close. I mean, Arkansas, I don't know. I mean, I would have said LSU would have covered 29.5, and they weren't even close. So, I don't know. Anyway, we'll take the 32 in Arkansas. Maybe this is one of these games where Alabama is just, not quite ready. In years past, you used to have one of those games. You almost always would have one of those games. One of those highly ranked teams would have some super scare on their way to a championship game or something where you look at the score and go, oh my God, X is almost beating Y. But lately it just doesn't seem to happen that way anymore. Maybe these elite teams are so elite that no one can even challenge them except another elite team. Anyway, I took Missouri as our top play. I think that's basically strictly a weather play. What we have there is, I think Georgia pretty studiously avoids cold weather. And I think this will be a little bit of a shock having to play in some pretty cold weather tomorrow at Columbia. So Missouri, not a bad team. They're getting 13.5 points. I'm hoping the cold weather just, hold the score down, limit it. This is up at West Point. I guess this is the first time since World War II that they're playing at an actual campus site because Tommy DeComey won't let them play here in Philadelphia. So they're up at West Point. I like Navy. Navy generally, there was a space there recently where their Army won 3 years in a row. But other than that, Navy has owned this rivalry. You got to go back into the Mr. Inside Outside days and after World War II where the Army was any good. So that half point is going to loom large. That's what I think. These are teams that score in touchdown increments and pretty much touchdown increments only. So that half point is huge. I think that's a key for Navy. Maybe they lose by a touchdown, which will be enough for us. And I don't think I've gotten a Chip Kelly game right since he left the NFL. But I don't know. He's covered some numbers here recently. Maybe he's finally getting that team set up the way he wants it. He's at home. This used to be such a huge game. USC, UCLA. 50 years ago, I know I'm older than a lot of you people watching this. But this used to be a massive, massive game. Late 60s, early 70s. Did you know that NCIS, chief character Gibbs, my wife, praised to that show, so I unfortunately know more than I should know about it. But Gibbs, that actor is Mark Harmon. He used to quarterback UCLA. You can actually look up an old game of his on YouTube, the 72 USC UCLA game. Mark Harmon, a quarterback for UCLA. It's true, like Casey Stengel said, you can look it up. So, anyway, UCLA there. Now, let's talk some college basketball, which I feel more comfortable about than the football. We got Texas A&M. We're going to get a point there from TCU. We're going to take A&M. I like the coaching matchup there. A&M is coached by Buzz Williams, as I like to call him, high energy Buzz. That's a guy I think that's just a mover and a shaker. This is his second year at A&M. I think he's going to make that team better. TCU, Jamie Dixon, he's been there a while. He's just so. He's just so. I think he's fine for TCU, but he's not going to make TCU into a national power. At least he certainly hasn't yet. So we're going to take that point from TCU and run to the bank with it. A&M's play here. Chris Beard and Texas Tech. Texas Tech has really been playing some tough defense. They had a real bad game the last time out against Abilene Christian. Only beat them by like 7 points. I was looking at the box score. They shot like 28% or something ridiculously low. I think they did. I forget. It was something bad. They really didn't shoot the ball well at all. I think if Texas Tech has any kind of normal offensive game, they easily win this game. Something else I noticed about this game is in Dallas. I guess maybe to be more exact, Frisco, which I guess is like, a little sub-city of the Jihujan DFW Metroplex. I'm just making some assumptions here. If I'm Chris Beard, and I'm way out in the middle of nowhere in Lubbock, Texas, you know, I'm assuming he recruits the DFW Metroplex. You know, there are no fans going to be there, of course, but this game will be covered by the local media. It'll probably be on local TV. You know, the movers and the shakers in the, what do you call it, the AAU high school circuits will be tuned into this game. You don't want to lay an egg in front of those people. You want to make sure you go out and grease this team. You know, you want those people in Dallas to say, wow, Texas Tech came to town and look at those guys go. So, you know, you can recruit for the next year or two out of Dallas. That's what I'm thinking. So I think Texas Tech will kill Corpus Christi there. This is, well, we like the coach at Mississippi State, especially like him since he won for us the other night. So we're going to come right back with him. I believe this is at a neutral site in State Farm Arena in Atlanta, home of the theft of the Georgia election. So hopefully these teams won't slip and trip on missing leftover Biden votes laying all over the floor. Hopefully they've cleaned those all up by now and burned them. So we like Mississippi State. Dayton, they had a superstar last year, but he's gone now. And, yeah, Dayton, I know I went on this big wrong tirade about San Diego State. They lost their star, and they're still good. I don't know about Dayton. That has a feel of a team that lost their star and will suck there because of that. So that's how we're going to play this, is that show me, Dayton. I want to see you guys be as good as you were last year without Obi Toppin. Here we're out on the West Coast in Los Angeles. Loyola Marymount, they have a brand new coach. He's never coached before. They're going up against a more veteran coach in Santa Barbara. This is one of these back-to-back things. It seems like the schedule's full of these things this year because of, obviously, the virus, although I don't know how that helps you. But the two teams just played. Santa Barbara beat these guys by about 10 at Santa Barbara. Now they're playing at Marymount. Again, no fans in the stands, so, really, it's just pretty much same conditions, just in a different arena. I guess I'm just not seeing the new coach making all those kind of adjustments to make up a 10-point difference. I just see it'll be more of the same. Just more of the same, and I'm catching a point. So, we'll come right back here with Santa Barbara. Now, over here, these are two of the, here's the line. This is old stuff here. But here's some college basketball with 2 stars on it. East Tennessee State, when we last saw them last year, they had a phenomenal team. They were going to be, Ken Pomeroy estimated they were going to be an 11 seed out of the SoCon, the Southern Conference. Phenomenal team. They had won at LSU, that team did. But they were pretty much heavily senior laden, and they lost their coach. The coach went to Wake Forest. So, the assistant is now the head coach. So it's somebody from the program, if you will. But I just think that's going to hurt those guys a little bit. And I'm pretty sure, I'm going by memory here, I think this team's been sitting around here for a number of weeks and they haven't played. They haven't played an actual game in almost like 2 weeks, I think. Whereas UAB, they've been pretty active. They've got a new coach, Andy Kennedy. I guess he used to coach at Ole Miss. And I guess he's, his record looked okay. He covered some numbers. He wasn't a world beater, but, you're at Ole Miss, If you make Ole Miss respectable or pretty good, you're doing something. If you take his record and put it at Kentucky, they've got to be fired within 1 year. But so he's at UAB now, and we just kind of think UAB might be just a little bit better than the current influx edition of East Tennessee State. We're only laying 4 points at their place. UAB is generally in a stronger conference, a little bit stronger. You know, SoCon's no joke. But we're going to take UAB there and lay the 4. Arizona, these guys have been on a roll for us. We played them earlier this week. They came up with a nice big W. Then they played again after that in the interim and came up with another nice big W against inferior competition. So here they're coming back again against inferior competition. Yeah, it all looks pretty good to me. I mean, Arizona, I think, you know, Sean Miller, I think, is just going to keep beating up this inferior competition and try to keep his team lined up, feeling good as he rolls into the conference schedule. So we'll lay to 17.5 again. UTEP, we'll see if he can go ahead and hammer UTEP. And then lastly, we got Purdue, Indiana State. Purdue, we like their coach. You know, he hurt us a little bit last year. He didn't do much last year. He's coming off a bad loss. He was up double digits with less than 10 minutes to go at Miami and somehow blew it, where it just unraveled in the last 5 minutes of the game. So that was, maybe Wednesday. So I would think Purdue really wants to get back on the court and get that bad taste out of their mouth. Indiana State, their coach is just so, there's nothing special going on there. The only thing that makes me a little nervous about this game is next week, the next game up for Purdue is Ohio State. So they might just be looking over the fence a little bit into that Big Ten conference game. And Ohio State obviously is going to be a much tougher test than Indiana State. Nevertheless, we'll put this 1 star on it. So college basketball wise, you got your Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Mississippi State, UC Santa Barbara, UAB, Arizona, and Purdue. What is that, 7? You got 7 of those games, then you get a handful more college football games. Action, we got action tomorrow, all kind of action. So let's hopefully, the work is finally done. We've got action set up now for Saturday. We've got action set up for all day Sunday. I don't have to do anything anymore. I can just relax tomorrow. I can't go anywhere legally. I'll have to figure out which of these places that are secretly open that I can get into. Got to find, you know, some rule breaker friends that want to go with me, because I know I got a number of people that are like, oh no, Bluto, I don't want to go with you. I'll get in trouble. So we got to weed them out and find some rebel that wants to go and defy the dictator's diktats and see if we can't have some fun tomorrow. All right, good. Thanks. Appreciate you being here. We'll talk again. Out.